Let's talk about the 10 books I read in May. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can probably tell from the title of this video, today I'm going to be talking about the 10 books that I read in May. I would like to say that I did read all of the books that I picked in my TBR jar video for May, so that's very exciting. So far, I've read all of the books that I've picked in my TBR jar videos, so let's see how long I can keep that up. I have already posted my TBR jar video for June, so if you're interested in seeing the books that I picked to read next month, then go check out that video. I am also very excited because in the month of May, I read my second 5-star read of the year. If you guys have been watching my videos, then you know I've been waiting for my next 5-star. I've been a little pickier this year with my ratings, but I found it, and it was actually the first book I read in May, so I will get to talking about that book in a minute. But yeah, I read 10 books in May, which is really good. I feel like sticking to kind of like 8 or 9 books in the past few months because I have been really busy, but I got through some audiobooks this month, which might have helped. I do a lot of driving for work, so that helps me get through some audiobooks. And also, like always, I read a lot of different genres. I really like to branch out with my genres. Like, I have my favorites, but I also am super open to reading like basically anything. So yeah, let's just get started because I'm probably gonna yap a lot and I have 10 books to get through, so I should probably get started. Okay, as I mentioned, the first book that I read in the month of May was a 5-star read, and that book is Half City by Kate Golden. I literally did not expect to like this book as much as I did. I'm actually obsessed with it. I read it so fast, I couldn't put it down. And if you follow my other social media accounts, then you probably know how obsessed I am with this book because I don't shut up about it. Half City follows Viv. She's a deviant hunter and she's basically living a double life because the people in her life don't know that she's a hunter. And one day she encounters Reed Graveheart, who recruits her to join Harker Academy, which is a training academy for hunters. And there she meets new friends, which honestly was a highlight for me. Like, the found family in this book was so good. I love the friend group that she makes at the academy. Like, Sophia especially was such a fun character. I loved her. And then we have the romance, which was so good. Reed is a demon, and so the romance is with a demon and a demon hunter, and I thought it was really well done, and I really liked it. I am so excited to read the next book in this series. It's not out yet. I'm literally like begging for an arc of the second book because I don't want to wait, but if I have to wait, I will. I'm so excited. Okay, my dogs have joined me, so we're gonna see if they are quiet enough for me to actually film this video. Anyway, as I was saying, Half City, I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. If you haven't read it yet, you need to go read it. And if you have read Half City, please let me know. I literally have no one to talk to about it, and I need someone to talk to about it because I loved it so much. So let me know. The second book I read in May was Winner Takes All by Emily Martin. This is an arc that I got through NetGalley. I believe the book comes out June 23rd, and so if you haven't heard of it, you need to go add it to your TBR because I really liked it. I actually gave this book 4 stars. It was such a fun read. Basically, it follows Eleanor and Adam. They're music executives competing to sign the same band, and they end up in Vegas and they get super drunk and they wake up married. And so the whole book is basically them running around Vegas trying to remember what happened the night before while also trying to get an annulment. It's just so funny and it's so fun and fast-paced because like most of the book takes place throughout the course of one day. I honestly loved the romance between Eleanor and Adam. I really loved the banter. Like, that was, I think, a highlight for me in this book. And yeah, it was just such a fun, easy binge read. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, then you should definitely add it to your TBR and read it when it comes out because it was so good. I really liked it. Then we got Remarkably Bright Creatures, which I read on audio, and I absolutely loved this book. I gave it 4.25 stars. I thought the story was so well done. I loved having the POV of Marcellus, who is an octopus. Before I started this book, I remember people being like, it does have the POV of an octopus, but you just need to read it anyway. Do not let that deter you. And they were so right, because even though that sounds kind of strange, it was so well done in this book. I loved all the characters. The story was just so heartwarming, and how like this octopus literally helps bring these people together. Like, it was just so beautiful to read, and I got really emotional at the end. I also watched the movie and I really liked the movie, so let me know if you guys have watched it and your thoughts on it. But yeah, I really liked this book and highly recommend it if you haven't read it yet. The next book I read is 86 Volume 8, and I did like it. This wasn't my favorite of the 86 books that I've read, but I gave it 3.25 stars. I still enjoyed it. The ending was crazy, so I am very excited to read the next one. But yeah, if you don't know what 86 is, it's a light novel series, and I watched the anime for 86 and I loved it so much that I decided to read the light novels, and so I'm slowly working my way through it. I'm on volume 9 now. This is volume 8, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Then I read Dungeon Crawler Carl, which I was very excited to read this book. I listened to the audiobook because I heard that it was really good, and it was. It was so good. I loved the audiobook. The narrator is so good at doing different voices. It's actually impressive. And this book is literally so unhinged in the best way possible. That's the best way to describe it. I loved it. It was so funny, and I gave it 4.5 stars. I heard that the books just keep getting better, so I'm really excited to continue the series. Then I read The Bridge Kingdom, and this one was a long time coming. I had this book on my TBR for years, and I finally read it, and yeah, I loved it. It was so good. I gave it 4.25 stars, and I'm very excited to read the next book. I definitely was in the mood for a romantasy when I picked it up also, and so I was just really excited to read it. The quotes in this book, oh my gosh. Like, after I finished reading it, I went on Goodreads and was like reading the quotes, and I was like, oh my gosh, yeah. Then I read My Husband's Wife by Alice Feeney. I did this one on audiobook, and I have mixed feelings. I was really liking the book up to the, like, I want to say 80% mark or something like that. Like, the whole time I was reading the book, I was so curious as to what was going on. The mystery of it definitely pulled me really well all the way through the book, but then when the reveals started happening, they just like didn't hit for me. I feel like a lot of the stuff wasn't foreshadowed, and so it wasn't even stuff that you could like guess, which I feel like that's pretty important for a mystery novel. Is like, you want to be able to, when you get the reveal, you want to be able to look back and be like, oh my gosh, there were all these clues. But I didn't feel that way for this book, and I also found that it got so confusing at the end. I literally was like, I don't know what's going on anymore. Like, there were just so many plot twists and like so many things being revealed that I was like so lost. So that was unfortunate because it did drop my rating. So this one was a tough one for me to rate because up to 80% I was like really in it. I was really liking it, and then the ending just didn't hit for me. I settled on giving it 3.5 stars. I feel like that's fair. I don't want to disregard the 80% of the book that I did like, you know? So I just dropped the rating because of the ending. So that's what I went with. Those are my thoughts. However, I will say the audiobook was really good. Like, it was definitely a good book to read on audio. There are like interview chapters where characters are being interviewed and it sounds like a recording. Stuff like that I really liked, and like the multiple narrators. So yeah, the audiobook was really good, but unfortunately the ending of this book didn't hit for me. Moving on, I then read Every Spiral of Fate, which is the 4th book in the This Woven Kingdom series. I think I read the 3rd book in the series last month, and then I really liked it and was like, yeah, I need to read the next one as soon as possible. So I read it in May, and yeah, I really liked it. I think this was my favorite one so far of the series. I gave it 4.25 stars. I really enjoyed it. I love Cyrus, guys. He's such a good character, and like, he's not your typical book boyfriend, you know? Like, he's such a complex character that I really enjoy reading his POVs and stuff like that. But also the ending of this book was so crazy, and I'm really excited to read the 5th book when it's out because I need to know what's gonna happen. Okay, I feel like we're kind of flying through this. I'm already at the 9th book, But the 9th book that I read in May is The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. This was a very highly anticipated read for me. It had also been on my TBR for a very, very long time, and I was really excited to read it. And though it did take me a little bit to get into, I did end up really, really enjoying it. I gave it 4 stars, and I am excited to pick up the next one. I was a little confused at times. I found that the world itself was a little bit confusing for me to wrap my head around at the beginning, and like how the world works and stuff like that. But once I got into it, I ended up really, really enjoying it. And there is like a cool plot twist in this book that I thought was really interesting and I didn't see coming. If you've read The Fifth Season and you've read all 3 books, let me know your thoughts on the trilogy as a whole. I'm really curious because I did hear that this was the best one. But yeah, we'll see. Oh my gosh, okay, we made it to the last book that I'm going to talk about in this video. It's actually the book I'm currently reading. I mention this in every video, but I film my monthly wrap-ups a little bit before the end of the month just so I have time to edit. So I'm currently reading Play Along, which is the 4th book in the Windy City series, and I'm loving it so far. I'm hoping to finish it either today or tomorrow. I'm like 50-ish% through, and yeah, I'm really, really liking it so far. I love the characters. I love Isaiah. Oh my gosh, he's such a good character. I'm literally in love with him. I have mentioned before that I didn't really like the first book in the Windy City series, but I've enjoyed every single one since the first one. So I'm having a blast with this series, and I'm really excited to finish it. I'm hoping to read the next book in the series in June, so hopefully that happens because yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I obviously don't have a rating for this book because I haven't finished it yet, but right now I'm feeling it's probably gonna be like a 4-star. That's what I'm feeling right now. We'll see. But yeah, those are the 10 books that I read in May. It was a very good reading month for me. I rated books pretty high for the most part. I don't think there was one that I fully disliked. I'd say my least favorite of the month was probably My Husband's Wife, just because of that ending situation. And my favorite was obviously Half City by Kate Golden, because this one was my second 5-star of the year. So yeah, it was definitely a good reading month, and I'm super excited for the books that I'm thinking of reading in June. I did, as I mentioned, already pick my TBR jar prompts and chose books based on those prompts. So if you want to see 5 of the books that I'm gonna read in June, then you can check out that video. And then I have some other books that are definitely on my radar that I think I'm gonna read in June. And I always put out like a monthly hopefuls TBR, so that'll have like 8 books that I hope to read that month, and that'll be up on my TikTok and Instagram at some point. I'm not sure if they're up already or not as I film this, but they will be up at some point if they're not up yet. And that's gonna bring us to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I truly love filming monthly wrap-ups and just like reminiscing on all the books I read that month. So let me know if you've read any of the books that I talked about in this video, because I need people to talk to about them, especially the ones that no one I know has read, like Half City. I just want people to talk to about these books because talking about books is like my favorite thing ever. And with that, I will see you guys in the next video.